Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky 194 and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come by and visit, check out my video.
Going double file.
And we're here in Low Fuel Motorsports, here at Suzuka in the Sprint, qualified 6th. Surprised, a lot of Porsches. There's like 4 Porsches in the field here. And I think there's 4 BMWs, 4 Porsches. So you know me, kind of gone with the conservative setup. See how it works.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Wow, that's a dangerous place to pass. But it's a good pass, just risky. Messed me up a little bit. I didn't want to dive in on him and hit him.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Tough, for sure.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Dang it, I wish I could get on the back of that McLaren. Come on, guys, keep fighting.
Well done, mate. That was nice.
Dang it, AMG's back on me. Dang it! Just out of drafting range.
Okay,
Here he comes. Dang it! Come on. Tires look all right. Well, back in the fourth.
in sector 3.
Overall, I mean, that's my best in the Porsche. I've gone faster than that, but that's also the fastest I've gone after the update, but it's definitely the fastest I've gone in a Porsche by a pretty good amount. Porsches right there.
Halfway through, not over yet. That guy loses at that corner about every time. McLaren slipped.
pulled on him again. Yeah, he's just having issues with that corner. Not an easy corner at all. Better. That wasn't. That wasn't either. Too many mistakes. Little tiny mistakes, and they just add up. Doesn't sound like the guy in front of me is having a lot of mistakes either, or he's having a lot of mistakes also. But I could close on him if I was doing better, but. Can't do that when you're screwing up. Do a better lap this time. Tires look all right. Whew, man, that's wearing me out. Man, that was awful. I think he did better that time. better that time. I think there's going to be 2 more laps, I think. Yeah, the tires are starting to get a little warm now. Doggone it. Pulled away from the other Porsche a little bit. I cannot get it onto that McLaren. Just enough fuel. Porsche must have wrecked. The other one, he dropped it back big time. tires are a little off. Left front can come down some.
Leader has finished the race. Alright, the race is over. Good job, mate. You did your best. Bring it back to the pits.
Man. That was everything I had. Wow. Didn't help I didn't have my fan going down here. Cooking like a chicken. Whew. So, really happy with that. Finished fourth. I would have really liked to get on the podium, but I still, moved up 2 positions. So, my first low fuel motorsports race in a while. So I'm happy with that. Save the replay. So really happy with that. Had a couple breaks, and of course, had some guys who were really fast. AMG, I mean, he was fast. He kind of bumped me going into turn 1, but that's okay. I mean, it's just a bump. I mean, he was trying to make a pass. So nothing wrong with that. He's just pushing hard like I am. And of course the Porsche, he was fast too. What do you say? Frida's? That's second place. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely, a risky pass, but I mean, it was, I had the door open and he was able to take advantage of it. So, I mean, again, if you can pull, he didn't even touch me, so that's a good pass. Like I said, usually I don't see not too many people pass there, but it can happen. So, but I was going to look at the, let's see what my timetables were. Had a little bit faster lap in the last sector there on the fourth one, but that's really fast for me here. I mean, that's in this day and age with the Porsche, that's really fast. I mean, it might have been drafting a little bit. What lap is that? That's lap 3. I don't know. I wasn't probably drafting too much because at McLaren, again, I just could not close the distance the whole time. The AMG got in front of me. I lost a little time, and it looked like I got back in front, or not front, but it looked like I closed up a little bit because we were both making some mistakes, but I never could get back to where I could get some of his draft, which would have helped immensely on the straightaways and stuff. It would have pulled me right up, would have had a chance of pulling up to him, and that's all I needed to maybe stick with him for the rest of the way. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just one of those things. You try to get, I'll make mistakes, and little mistakes here and there. And that can cost you. That's why I try to be as consistent is just important to me, in my opinion, as being fast. That's what, to me, an alien, which I'm not. Those guys are not just fast, super fast, but they're also really consistent, and that's what makes them an alien. I mean, they got it, both. They check off both categories. So, I'm not that fast, but I sure, I can try to always work on being more consistent on whatever time I am doing. So that's why I'm really picky about my consistency, because I got to get every bit I can, since I'm not the fastest. Really good through there. I mean, it was understeering a little more than I wanted to, but again, it's it's a double-bladed sword, and we'll go over the setup, and I'll give you some ideas of what you can do. So to help that, in case the track conditions are a little bit better than what this was. So I didn't have any drafting, so that was a legit time. Shoot, if I would have been drafting, I could have probably gotten the 2.0s. So that's I couldn't remember, so I just wanted to make sure. But again, really happy with that. And we'll come back to the track here, and I'll go over the data, and we'll go over the setup. Hey everybody, I'm back and did a lot of testing. And actually it's another day, multiple times doing some stints, found out some interesting things. So I hope you stuck with me and are still, staying to the end, because I actually found out something interesting. I made a lot of small adjustments, but one pretty good big adjustment, and it really helps in the stability and confidence with the car. So let's just make a lap here. Pretty much found a new way to help out the rear end of the Porsche, and it's could be pretty big as far as helping it with future setups. So at least I'm hoping. Speed is actually as good or better than it was in the race, and the conditions probably aren't as good. And I have the same rear wing, so the wing is at the same setting as it was when I did the race. So pretty solid. I mean, I was getting a lot of left wheel lock up coming up here to the hairpin. It's still doing it a teeny bit, but it's a lot better than it was. Just a teeny bit. And you could go up to ABS up 1, probably would help that. Here's a really, again, that other Porsche, if you remember, he was having problems. A really tricky turn. You want to, don't overdrive it. You want to be able to come, close to that curbing and drive off like that. You do not, so you don't want to go in there cook it too hot, or it's just going to mess up the whole straightaway, everything. I can almost pin it. I mean, I literally just got to lift a teeny bit, and that's it. So I'm almost pinned all the way. And that was probably I don't remember how many laps, 4 or 5 that last stint. And that was my best lap at 2:01.06. So it's there, and the conditions obviously can be better than what they are now. And like I said, and of course that's no drafting either. So again, I think that's the fastest I've gone in the Porsche. So really, really happy with that. So let's look at the timetables. And you can see I did, 4 laps or so. Or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps. You can see that, I mean, there's a tenth there. I was actually faster by over a tenth there, so that would have got me in the 2.0s, 2 minute 0.9 something. So again, it's there. You can see all these laps when I came out. 2:01, a 2:4, a 2:3, a 2:0. I messed up this lap. I messed up the last chicane there. I went in too hot. I was actually on another really good run, and I went in there too deep and messed it up. So, but that's still 2:173, and then my fast lap at a 2:106. So, all really good laps for the Porsche. I'm really, really happy with that. Thrilled to death. getting the Porsche, getting some decent pace out of it for me anyway. Let's go to the setup. We've got 25.7 on the front tires, 25.5 on the rears. Now this is where I've been, again, messing with all the toe that's going on, all the talk about the negative toe. So I've been talking about that, messing with it. That's one thing I changed dramatically since the race. I got the front at negative 0.25, the camber at negative 3.5, and the caster at 9. Now, at the toe, when you put more negative toe in it, it helps turn in. That's a given. That is, everybody knows that. It kind of helps your turn in. So that was nice. But it does seem to help with the stability without sacrificing speed down the straightaway. So I compared it with and without and all that other stuff, and the speed's exactly the same. So that's a good thing. So yeah, running a little bit more negative toe, and you get the stability to go with it and some more turn in. So I really like it. And the benefit, the side effect of it, is I can pull the negative camber out a teeny bit, because what it does, it separates the temperatures from the inner to the outer. So you start getting a bigger gap between the inner and the outer. So I'm not talking a huge difference, but I can maybe, I can take just a teeny bit more of the negative camber out, and again, that puts more rubber on the ground. It helps again with turn in. The car reacts faster. So things that I like. So again, let me know what you think, but I think it's really good. Now this is the big one on the rear. Look at the toe on the rear. It's -2. Now, anytime in the past, every setup on every car that I have, usually it's a positive toe. Okay, you don't have negative, it's usually a positive. So that's the big difference. I tried basically the same setup, exactly the same, nothing changed anywhere except the rear toe, and the rear end is not happy. The rear end starts sliding around, so you got to catch it. It just doesn't like it. And then all I would do is go back and put it back to -2, and the rear end comes right down and starts following, and you have the stability and everything. So that's huge. So I think it's a big thing. And again, I kind of kept it a little bit more to the front than to the rear. Now, again, I don't know. I know the street Porsche GT3 and GT3 RS have rear wheel steering. Did not think the race car had that, but I could be wrong. So I don't know if that's, and if it does, then maybe, I don't know if that's why they need to be set different than like another car, because other cars obviously don't have rear wheel steering, but I know the street car does. But anyway, all I know is it works really good, because I can tell a huge difference with the rear of the car. And again, I can knock some of the negative camber down because of the spread in the temperature from the inner to the outer. So again, I could lower that down from the race. So again, from the race, those are drastically, well, not the negative camber isn't drastically different, but the toe is huge difference. So again, and the car felt super stable doing it. Electronics, 3, 4, and 3. Of course, 8 with the ECU. Of course, fuel 50 liters, and that's what I had in the race, in the low fuel, the LFM race. So I just ran the same thing. And as you can see with the wear, it also improves the wear. As I just had light graining on the front, but that's after, 6 laps. But look at the wear, 280, 270. I mean, look at that. It's exactly the same over here. So it's almost dead on, and I love that, because, of course, the front's going to start wearing. I wouldn't even mind a little more wear to the rear, just for the fact that near the end of the fuel run, you're probably going to get a teeny bit of understeer, since the fuel comes off the front of the Porsche. You're going to get it might start wearing it a little faster. I don't know, but it's close, and I like that. I like it a lot, so that's a really good thing. Mechanical, got 3 on the anti-roll bar. Brake bias is 53, and you can go down to 52. That's not a problem. Steering is all the way down. Springs on the front are 141,500. Bump stop rate is 700, and the bump stop range is 10. On the rear, the springs are 174,500. with a bump stop rate of 500 and a bump stop range of 20. Those have been changed. I changed them up a little bit to get basically a little bit more gap there. So it still is good on all the curbs and all the fast left and things like that. But it's with the stiffer springs, it does decent over that chicane at the end. It still upsets the car a little bit, but you can still be pretty aggressive and no problem. Any roll bar is 4, and the preload on the diff is 60. Now that's another thing. You might like 50, and you could try that. So that's a thing you could go with if you want to try something, especially in qualifying. You might want to try 50. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I went with 60 because I had 50 in the race, but I went up to 60 because I gave it a little bit more anti-roll bar here in the rear, and I just wanted it to be more consistent through every lap, and I think it was doing that. So especially later in the laps. Shocks on the front are 8, 2, 5, and 3, and on the rear they're 8, 1, 4, and 3, and that has been adjusted using Motec. And I did some more adjustments with that after the race, after looking at the data. So that has been adjusted. Aero, it's all the way down in the front, 53, 72 in the rear with a 10 rear wing, a 3 splitter, and a 4 and a 4 and the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 2.4 to the positive. Now, if the car, because all these track conditions can change, or you might have some hotter track conditions and the track's slick, doesn't have as much grip, even though it's optimum. I mean, ACC is so variable with the track conditions, it's crazy. So if you go to, the car is great everywhere, but you get to that fast left-hander, and you have to slow down too much because I was able to go through there just lifting a teeny, and that's it. And so the car is rotating too much and it's slipping through there. All you got to do is raise this one click. That's it. So you got 2.4 to the positive. If you raise this one, you're going to be drop all the way down to 1.8. Okay, that will be fine because that's what I had in the race. This is what I had in the race right here. I had it at 54 and 72, and I was still running good. But this just gives it a little bit more front end bite, a little bit more weight up on the front end, and also because all the weight will come off the front end with the fuel comes off. So again, as the Porsche, you got 54, let's say 53, the way I had it, and see it goes up to 55. So it doesn't move anywhere in the rear. The rear stays exactly the same. All the movement that you're going to have is the front. And of course, the more fuel you have, is the bigger the difference. So obviously, if you had 80 liters or 90, 100 liters, it's going to be even more drastic. So the lower you can get the front, the better, because that way it doesn't change the overall balance. Not as bad anyway. It still have some kind of front end grip. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would just go up one. And if you think that's too much, now it goes to an understeer, or you think it doesn't rotate enough, then you can raise the rear. Just leave that alone. Raise the rear one click at a time. You go 1, and see that's 1.9. Another one is 2.1. So that's all you have to do to get the car to suit your track conditions. Is first, that's where it's at. All you got to do is raise this 1, and then try it and see how it goes. It might be perfect, or you might say, well, it's great. Now I can hold it almost pin it all the way through that fast left, but it doesn't want to, it's understeering a teeny bit or this or that, and you might want to go, okay, well, I'll just raise this one more click. And the reason I say that is it'll help in the S's. It'll help definitely in that hairpin turn, because the more you can get weight up on the front of the car, it's going to help rotate on that tight turn, and also not lock up the left front tire. So again, just keep that in mind. And again, I try to help out, so you all have some adjustments to suit your specific application as far as the conditions. And of course, brake ducts and tire temperatures or pressures and all that are always, all mine are always 24, 25 degrees. So just keep that in mind. So I sure hope it works for you. And again, kind of excited with as far as the setups for the future with the Porsche to see how this works. I'm going to try that a lot more with the negative camber in the rear to see how it works in stabilizing the rear end of the car. And I really like that, and it really gives you some more confidence to push the car, and that's what you need. And I sure hope, of course, I'll leave a link to this setup in the description, and also I have a PayPal link in the description. Also, if you want to help support the channel that way, but also if you just give me a like and subscribe, that really would help a lot. And thank you to everybody that has, and share the video or any of those things, and it really helps with your racing community that you are with. I would really appreciate it, and I sure hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.